Hey, welcome back to the InboundREM YouTube channel. I am Robert Newman, a 35-year veteran of sales and marketing industries, call center manager for AT&T, MCI, and for the last 16 years, residential real estate SEO and AIO guy. And one of my old clients and great business friends, Joe Manausa, sent me this company to take a look at them. And he asked me to do kind of a comparison because they do some stuff with local and we do some stuff with local, and he was just a little overwhelmed by the similarities. So he said, Robert, can you do me a favor and drop one of your reviews, except this one I would like it to, well, he didn't really say this directly. He said the inference was compare them against what we're doing. So I've been going down this rabbit hole, and as I've been going down this rabbit hole, I decided that I would take you all with me. So just like the white rabbit, buckle up, buttercup, don't drink anything you don't know what it is, and let's get going. All right, so first of all, this particular agency is established by two previous consultants, and what they do is they focus on hyperlocal marketing. But they use vague language around it. They don't really say that. They're optimizing Google business profiles, and they're doing LSA ads, local service ads, that point to those profiles. Okay, they also build IDX websites and they do some coaching. That's their packages. All right, and I have gone pretty deep down the rabbit hole. Now, what makes it a little confusing is that they've got some really cool toolkits. And so the toolkits that they're using, such as Go High Level, which for those of you that don't know is a CRM, and it can be customized, and we use it and other people use it, and we have our own custom version. So that's my first answer to Joe. We have our own custom version of Go High Level, and ours was seeded by a $1 million producer. It has 30 AI optimizations in it, countless forms, and calls to action plans, things like that. I have no idea what Join Bulletproof has. I only know for sure that they're using it because the very first case study on their website is Ramon Sanchez, RAG. Now he's in Whittier, California. That's where I'm at. And he is a Mike Ferry coach. He is a well-respected real estate professional. And you can see that Built With is already identifying that the site uses high level. That also probably means that they built their website on Go High Level. Now, I looked at the rest of the stack, and it has pretty much all the standard plugins, Ajax, Cloudflare. It's using IDX Broker to serve up its information on the site, which is the same company that we use. So for those of you who are interested, this is like a website, and Ramon, based on his experience, history, and skill, is absolutely positively one of Join Bulletproof's top clients because he's a top realtor and he is credited with almost everybody. In terms of what Go High Level has done on the website side, the website stuff like the menus and things like that, extremely basic. The customization that they've done on the searches is pretty cool. I like the big bold address. I like the big bold numbers. We've done something similar. This is a brand new launch. So this is actually not one of our top accounts. I will take you to a top account, but this is a local only website. Okay, and it's brand new, so there could be mistakes in here. I don't know. This is our properties as edited for our website. So you may or may not know this, but what happens is that you get the ability to customize the way that IDX Broker appears. And that's what makes IDX Broker so appealing as an IDX system. It's encouraging to see that Join Bulletproof is using them because that is what allowed them to get the elements that you saw on this homepage here. You wouldn't have been able to get a lot of what you're looking at, unless you had been using IDX Broker specifically. I'm not saying that there aren't out-of-the-box solutions that are pretty cool. There are, Showcase IDX and iHome Finder and many others. But if you want something custom and you want to build out a brokerage like a real estate marketing service, then this is pretty cool. I think that this whole thing where all the menus are up here is outdated, but then again, you know what? It's in the eye of the beholder. Whoever you are that is watching this video, you get to make the decision about whether or not you think this should be up here or over here, okay? Like a menu that you click and then you see all of this stuff. I obviously have built my stuff using what I think is the right way to do it. In terms of the rest of the site, their site, so like this is our mapping page, all right? And everything's taking a second to load. That's why I pulled it off the screen. Okay, and all of these are clickable elements, and then we've got content pages that connect into them. So our sites are kind of like sneaky big. The Knowledge Center, and here's one of my only comments. What Join Bulletproof has done, which is different than us, they've got so many good elements on the site that is usually very hard to get realtors to do. They've got, this agent has 101 reviews. He's got some great accreditations. All of this is excellent, 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 excellent. He's got a lot of 5-star reviews, which all appear to be connected through Google. We have a similar feature on our websites. This guy is connected to every social service under the sun. I personally wouldn't list this many because the chances of getting like some of them or all of them clicked would be difficult. But since he's a coach and his website will be serving 3 or 4 different purposes for him, it probably makes a lot of sense. His specialty that he's decided to include is probate. Again, very smart. These are not linking to any content. Questionable about that. These are frequently asked questions. On the surface, it looks good. But there's a few things that came up in terms of ranking, and we're going to take a look at those. Right off the homepage of Join Bulletproof said, hey, check out the domain rating. And the way that they've been doing domain rating, which is the strength of your website score through the eyes of Google, is interesting. For a year or some limited amount of time, they do something where they jack up your domain rating up to 30, and then when whatever they did stops, it drops down to 7. That is a manipulation tactic, and Google would, I mean, it would blacklist these sites if they figured out that they were doing it. It is a major no-no to try to engineer results in quite that way. You can build up low quality links, point them permanently and durably to a domain, but you can't apply a link wheel or something like that and then jack everything up and then just remove it at a certain time unless your clients keep paying you or whatever the circumstances are. And I don't know if that's true. I want to be clear. I'm just saying I can't figure out why they would do that unless there was a cost associated with it and they're removing the cost, and then the client's domain rating will drop, which almost inevitably will affect ranking across the board. It will affect your normal Google organic ranking, and it will affect your local ranking. So let's go into normal Google ranking. So Ramon, at a certain point, he should have had a reasonable amount, like he had a lot of domain authority. He's been an agent for 30 years, according to his website. I do not know whether that's true or not true. I'm just saying that's what his website says. And we're using the same tool that they linked to in order to check. And you can see what I'm talking about. This is his current domain authority. You can see it dropped by 30. He is coming up in ChatGPT. That's pretty exciting. He has 17 organic keywords and whatever they did. And this is how I know that they were doing some kind of link strategy, because they're gone. And then the ranking dropped. And it says it somewhere in their documentation. I don't remember where. His URL authority dropped down by 34. That's massive. There's a huge, enormous, substantial drop in signals that Google does use for ranking across the board. So whether or not he's still ranking in local would be a question. That would probably, the only person that would know that would be Ramon, if he even knows it at all, okay? Now compare that in terms of ranking, we do something different. We're number one, we're not applying these short-term tactics. We're applying longer-term tactics. And I'm going to use one of my best clients since they used one of their best clients. And I'll probably pull up the site so that you can see. It's one of our older clients. So usually with the low amount of link building that we do, you can see here that they had more backlinks on the other site. Now, why would that be? Well, number one, we're losing some keywords and we're losing some organic traffic. So, but we're gaining referring domains and we're gaining overall domain authority. We've also lost a lot of URL authority, and that might have to do with the season. So maybe the same is true with Ramon. I don't know. What I will say is this. When it comes to organic, you're going to discover, though, that even though we may be losing some stuff, we have got overall a lot of organic ranking. You can see right over here, position, and all of these names are communities. So we're top 10 for 2030 communities, all that are listed on the site. Okay, you can see here, over here, what I'm talking about, which is also going to yield a lot of AI calls, which it does for this client, because we have had existing content for things like Avalon along with video for a long period of time. At this point, this site is 5 or 6 years old, so it's pretty basic, even by our standard, or pretty straightforward, even by our standards. It was intended to be very readable, very user-friendly, have a couple of absolutely unique content drops, such as the subdivision map, which we handcrafted painstakingly, I might add, handwritten elements that are on Google Maps, which leads to both local ranking, features of clickability on the page, so that when you do all these things, you absolutely positively get ranking here, like number 4. When you do Avalon Sugarland, which is the name of the community, the name of the city, we're number 4. All right. We have got lots and lots of those results. Whereas Ramon does not, probably because his content pages are not as deep, or perhaps he doesn't attach video. I don't know. I do not know. I just know that there is a big difference in the way that we approach, because we're doing durable, long-term, permanent link building, which is much harder to do. We're not doing anything like press releases, or very rarely, only with certain clients do we do it. So you're seeing mostly slow but steady increases. See what I mean? Backlink profile, referring domains, things like that. Okay, so that was interesting. It is definitely something that is unique and very unusual. Manage 50 online profiles is something that's pretty native inside Go High Level. If Go High Level has 100 plus backlinks that they automatically add, this is something that I haven't seen. Now, I have at times used link wheels, some gray hat link building tactics. I don't use them anymore. We use organic link building. We use active rain profiles, things like that. Now, there's no doubt that there seems to be enough activity here, enough reviews, that I'd have to say that whatever they're doing, it's working for some clients for sure. I don't know that I'd recommend it long term, but that's not to say that it won't work. All right. Expired listings, daily Google posts, social media planner. Everything that you are looking at here is basically Go High Level functionality at the tier 1. What gets different is in Pro, Premium, and Platinum, when you start adding on these elements. Okay, some of this, custom voicemail drops, things like that, one-on-one coaching calls, VIP coaching with the owners, account manager, exclusivity in your market. I have to be honest. I think there's a lot of creativity in their marketing and their approach. Most of what they do, I'm actually doing the same thing. You can get one-to-one calls, you can get one-to-one coaching, and I'm dramatically undercharging. I'm charging $500 a month. Looking at both their pricing, their package, and how many customers they're having, I'm realizing that they have definitely won the marketing game. Now, some of their marketing is the reviews that I've looked at so far. It's worthy of note that And just like with my own reviews, reviews are tricky because I have 79 5-star reviews. I have tons of videos from clients who are getting phenomenal results, making, hundreds of thousands of dollars per year. They've done a better job of framing their case studies like this together. But this lady is not doing organic, she's doing paid. All my clients are organic. I do paid too, LSA ads. It's a bonus. So usually when you're dealing with people that are saying Google organic and they do that throughout their marketing, and then you discover that people are actually talking about paid, it's two different things. So they're doing LSA ads, and some of these people are confusing them with organic. So I haven't reviewed every single one of these reviews. To be fair, I am not going to. This young lady, Lisa Peabody, is listed twice, and this gentleman, Mark Lynch, is also listed numerous times throughout the site. So some of their reviews they're reusing, which is fine. What my overall feedback is one of the reasons I got into this business is because I just thought that real estate lacked transparency in marketing, like a lot, like enormously. Whatever sounds cool, whatever sounds great, they're going to do. Now, these guys also have like 50 plus reviews. I've read enough of them to say that they, for the overall, look legit. Some of the agents don't understand how they're getting the results. It's obvious by the review that they've left. All right. You don't need to understand. At the end of the day, as a real estate agent, 99% of the real estate agents in the US just want their phone to ring, which is fine. You're not going to create a real durable business for yourself if you're always offloading your marketing, though, and never understanding it. The real true professionals inside the real estate industry, like Ramon, who want durability and length inside their career, and they learn this stuff. You don't have to do it, but understanding it allows you to have conversations with vendors at a very high educated level. You cannot even use a system, like you can't identify a good vendor for yourself if you don't understand what they're supposed to be accomplishing and how they're going to do it. So in terms of case studies, we also have case studies because I told Joe we would do a side-by-side comparison. I'll do the one for all of you. And you can look at our case studies, which are case studies, which are actual long stories, years in the making, long-term durable success on every element of their marketing: page views, lead count, how much ROI they have, how long it took, how much they spent. Okay, all of that available for review as part of our case study. Why? So that you can compare every single element. And even with all of that, it doesn't necessarily guarantee that you're going to get the same result. So, and some of the clients, like Crystal Seller, sold itself. It's not here anymore. So Bulletproof also has some outdated case studies. We both do. It's really hard to wait years to get them, and then a client like sells their business, and nothing you can do about that. The website got sold with the business, and the new owners dropped it down. So what can you do? I do, however, believe, and have always believed, that you should treat people like people, and they should be given all the available information. I'm going to be straight with every single person watching this review, including the team over at Bulletproof, because I'm sure this will get in front of them at some point. I think they've done a lot of really clever things inside their own personal marketing. I think a lot of their stuff is not very descriptive, and that you probably have to be very cautious when you hire them. I don't know that you're going to get exactly what they say, what they imply that you're going to get, but their pricing and breakdown, like the way that they've got it listed out, and I've always loved these. I think they're very complete. They're using AI inside a lot of their customer fulfillment stuff, like emails and things like that. I'm on record in so many places saying that AI is a very, very dangerous tool to use if you're trying to do organic results. It really depends on what kind of business that you're trying to build. If you're completely happy with an automated lead system that will absolutely have a shelf life, delivered by a company that may or may not stay in business or not sell itself, hey, That's one way to go. I usually say you want to closely edit your AI stuff. You want to add a lot of unique and original elements. You even want to do that with email. You definitely want to review all of your action plans that are going out under your name. That's text messaging and AI bots and all that stuff. I just think that it should be reviewed. I think that that the real estate industry, similar to the telemarketing industry where I came from, listen, there is no such thing as a lifetime of being able to irritate people with low quality messaging. There's no such thing. There never has been. So if you're not sending out original and well thought out emails, postcards, stuff connected to you, then your marketing has a shelf life. Even if it works today, it won't work tomorrow. Not necessarily. Um, but having said that, a lot of people seem to be doing well with their ranking system. Now, I haven't checked all of them. I did check Evan, this guy, and what I discovered is that he is not number one in LA. When I do real estate marketing companies, you can see here I checked Realtor in Dallas, and he is, for me at least, he is whatever, number 5, number 6. So he wasn't number one when I went and did the search. Oh wait, he's sponsored. He is Todd and Evan are both in sponsored, and they're both, I think, Bulletproof clients. They're not in organic. So a lot of what I'm seeing here is that Bulletproof seems to be doing LSA ads, okay? And they seem to be doubling down on the idea that LSA ads are the way to go. It's just another type of paid advertising. Now, we also do LSA ads. We barely charge any money for them because they're easy to set up and they're relatively easy to manage. But they do work. And I will say this. I think that all these agents that you're looking at that are part of Bulletproof who maybe discovered LSA ads through Bulletproof, there's nothing wrong with a marketing company taking a lifetime of profit to introducing you to a type of marketing you didn't understand and they helped you understand it. I think that is perfectly viable. It is the same thing as always appreciating a college professor who taught you a skill for $250,000, but you turned it into a lifetime of revenue and use. It is great value for everybody all the way around. All right. So if you want to check me out and check out some of our stuff in comparison to Join Bulletproof, or if you want to look at Join Bulletproof more, you can either go to joinbulletproof.com to see their core website, or you can go to inboundrem.com and look at our case studies and services pages. One thing that reviewing this company has made me realize is we need to do a better job at separating out our service pages. So by the time you watch this video and you go to our page, you really need to check the links below. You can schedule a call with me directly if you want to get more of my thoughts or want to see what we do specifically, or you can also go to what I will probably have, which will be a landing page that focuses only on local. That's all these guys are really doing. A little bit of coaching, a little bit of local, and a small website. We do have all of those services exactly the same at what appears to be a significantly lower price with equal to better track record, and so on and so forth. But I leave that's subjective. I have only been able to see, I have not done the deep dive review. I have not looked at every single one of their reviews. All I've done is go on here, and I can tell you this: one of the ways that I know what's happening here is that, well, I don't know for sure, but listen, there are most likely a lot of Join Bulletproof clients, and way more than is on their website. So if any of you should have some questions, if you want to check my data, if you're a current customer, please, I am happy to do a consultation with you, and we can use some of the same tools that they're using, and we can talk through the pros and cons of what's going on with your service. If you've seen your service drop off, like, you should probably call Bulletproof first, because I hate it when people call other marketing companies without having talked to me. But if for some reason you call them and you think you have some questions, feel free to call me next. All right, that's all I've got. My name is Robert Newman. I'm the founder of InboundREM. It's super easy to look me up. You can use my name and the name of my company, and you'll find hundreds, if not thousands, of pages on me online. All right, thanks a lot. Till next time.